got the bread. I told him just keep that difference for the next session.
Welcome. This is Real Talk 101 here on the Sunday afternoon from 6 to 8 p.m. here at the Vox Wave Studios. How y'all doing? My name is Brad Trammell. My co-pilot, Mr. Orlando Boyd, is in the house. And what we do week to week is we expose the devil. That's what we do, Real Talk 101. We talk about real life experiences, revelations that we had during our own personal study with the Most High, and we bring it to light. And what we do is we make it relevant with the situations and the things that brothers like us deal with on a day-to-day basis. What's up, Bo? How you feeling, man?
Man, blessed by the best. Ain't tripping off the rest. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. You already know. Most High is constantly revealing information. And I don't know that I'm going to go into anything tonight that have been recently given. I know everybody ain't ready for it, you know, but the truth hurts, one thing about that. But it also sets you free. So, prayer request, man, I got my cousin Justin Lee by name, him and his family, you know, they got some stuff going on. And of course, you know my family situation. And, you know, when you open this up, just keep the Lee family and the Boyd family, amongst other families. I'm not excluding any family, you know, but just keep them specifically, you know what I'm saying, ask the Most High to make a move on their behalf.
Right. But prayer request for myself. My grandmother, we had dinner with her yesterday afternoon. Whole family was over there. It was real nice. But her mind is fading. She speaks upon things that haven't really transpired, and she talks to them like they have, but they in fact have not. One time, about 2 weeks ago, I went to see her in the middle of the week. I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. And when I was about to leave, she's like, "All right, baby, have a good day at church tomorrow." It's the middle of the week. So it's happening. She's weak as far as like getting around. She has a walker now. It's the first time I seen her with a walker yesterday, like actually moving around with it. But I mean, you know, her spirits are up. She likes seeing her family. Before, like right when we were having investments in the evening, she said, you know, if we could just, you know, in addition to Thanksgiving when we all come together, we could just have like a game night. Everybody sit around playing dominoes or something. Yeah, she likes to play Mexican Train. So
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's a domino game. She likes to play. I recently learned how to play.
Right?
Yeah, I know how to play bones, but she don't know.
Grandma play bones.
Yeah,
you slamming them Jones down.
I think she know. But I don't know if she got the energy to do that now. But you know, she just wants to see everybody around having a good time.
That's what's up.
And so definitely lift her up and lift up Darian. Darian and his wife are moving to this area, man. By the end of the month, they gonna be here.
It's going down.
They gonna be
down. He
here.
bringing the soldiers.
I keep thinking about that. I was like, man, he is coming here, dog, to live.
He bringing them.
He gonna be out Fort Wash, and no, I'm sorry, he gonna be up in Marlboro. I'm sorry, and he's gonna be through here. Believe that. Y'all gonna see him in the flesh. His prayer request. I do know that a lot of people. He was expressing to me that at his church where he's leaving down in Tucson, I think it's Tucson, Arizona. It's a high stakes church for the devil, and the reason why he had that revelation is because there are several witches that attend that church, and they pose as Adventists. And then also there are people who come to that church who have been tormented by the spiritual forces, the negative ones. And he's saying pray for those people like Julio. Remember Julio?
Yeah.
Julio's definitely one of them, man. And he's discouraged because the leadership of that church also is very nonchalant and has spiritual arrogance, like they can't be told nothing. So the same type of situation. Yeah, exactly. So he's just saying pray over that whole situation. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get us some testimonies afterwards. But let's go ahead.
Real quick.
What's
one
up?
more. Besides my man Judd and his family, the Lee family, and the boy, I forgot my grandmother fell. You know, she like
Mine
90,
too.
she like 91, 92, but she bust her head. You know what I'm saying? And lost some blood.
Oh,
She over PG, and she may not still be there. I haven't talked to my mother today, but you know, old people fall. They just change the stuff.
yeah.
And then they losing blood. She on blood thinners.
Yeah,
Anyways,
man,
That's
yeah.
even more blood that's flowing out. So, you know, Her name is Betty Gillis.
Betty Gillis.
You know, yeah, just ask the Most High to touch her. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because it's interesting that both of our grandmothers.
They're falling.
Yeah, man.
They're weak right now.
Yeah, we gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
By your head. Father, Yahweh, Yahweh, thank you for another day. Thank you for bringing us here to this place. Father, you know the many things that are pressing upon our hearts and minds. We ask that you please remove them, not to worry about them or take care over them, because everything is in the palm of your hands and you have worked everything out. I pray your presence, grace, and mercy over the Lee family, Justin Lee in particular, Lord, whatever he's going through, Lord. Father, I pray that you be with him. Just work the situation out according to your will and shine light into his life so that he can see that you're the one directing it. Pray for both E and Meech, whatever situation that they're in, Father, and the rest of the Boyd family, including Betty Gillis and my grandmother, Walterine Brooks. Father, you know how it is. The only reason why we age is because of sin. That's the only reason. I mean, we're looking forward to the day that we will have no more death, no more sorrow. And that's what I'm glad you commanded me of that. I must bring that up, that you said every time I conversate with her now, I'm to bring up subjects of heaven, because that's where she's going. And that's where we going. So because of that, I'm thankful for, rays of hope, Father, and continue to use us as vessels. Use us right now as vessels. Have your Holy Spirit speak through us. May we decrease so that you increase. Peace be with Ron and Reg, who run this shop. Lord, continue to bless and guide them as they do their thing on a day-to-day basis, and be with all the brothers and sisters who ain't here right now, all the Hood Proud family and associates and those who come on this show, Father. And it's a little thing for you to bless and keep them. It's a very little thing, and you take pleasure in doing so, so we definitely pray that. Pray for both of our families and friends and everyone who's represented here right now. Thank you for the enlightenment and knowledge you continue to pour in us. We ask you continue to lead us and guide us down that narrow, straight way that leads to glory. In your son, Yeshua's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I think it's key. I think the biggest problem is the fact that we don't know. You say my people perish for a lack of knowledge.
Right.
We don't know. We don't know where we at. We don't know who we are. We don't know what's going on. We think we know where we're going, but because of all the misguiding to this point, it's up in the air too. You know what I'm saying? And on the subject of the elderly, my girl having lost both of her parents, who were up in age. Life at this point is short. Life is short. We do got somebody. We do got a guest. Life is short. But some of us leave. What's up, big bro? Some of us
You all good?
Some of us leave early. Well, we may look at it as if we're leaving early, but everything's by design. And at this point, I don't want to seem callous or as if I don't care, but I have a different understanding about death. I do. I believe it's a dreamless sleep. The second death, like your grandfather said, that's the one we got to worry about.
Yeah.
This first go round, you're just cashing in your ticket in this experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As long as that joint was stamped, was validated. You want to get the parking validated when you go into a building or whatever. As long as the Most High validated your ticket, you can get your car out. You're going to get to driving into eternity. We need to be of a mind, not of a selfish mind, but of an intelligent mind that stuff is about to get real hectic here.
Yeah.
We can't be so attached to this life. Even for ourselves, the Most High, I'm not going to jump around yet. I can make this point. It would be unbecoming of the Most High to allow our elderly to go through the mess that's about to take place here.
Right.
It wouldn't be proper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It would not be proper. And he's a loving God. He's a merciful God. So by him allowing, and not that any of the elders that we've talked about up to this point have gone anywhere, and God forbid, because it's painful when you experience loss. But the merciful part is they don't have to worry about going through what we're gonna go through. We're gonna go through. We was put here for that. We've been equipped for that. We understand what life is. We understand what death is. We've been blessed to make it to the ages that we are. Some of us have lived longer than our parents. You know what I'm saying? So to understand, I got a purpose. Instead of going through life without a purpose, not to say that our elders haven't, But where we at right now is different. It's different than what they grew up. They probably in a day, any person over 65 or 70 that's looking at society, I'm going to say 80, coming through the civil rights era, whether it was kids or not. It's like, look at how the young people walk around acting. They were young. They wore suits and ties. Well, maybe not suits. They wore button-up shirts and slacks to school. You know what I'm saying? Pants hanging off your butt. What? You got belt hoops on your pants. It's for a belt. Or they wore suspenders. You know what I'm saying? It was more pride. They thought more about their appearance and who they were. You know what I'm saying? They were actually being taught something about themselves as individuals, not just being allowed to associate yourself with a rapper or some sports figure.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We aspire to be basketball, football players, rappers, actors. I guess ain't nothing wrong with those professions. But if you lose sight of the Most High in the process, it's not going to benefit you at all in the end. You know what I'm saying? You may experience this. What the devil tell Yahushua? Man, I will give you all the kingdoms of the world. He showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. You can have all that if you fall down and worship me. He said, man, depart from me. You know, he said, get thee behind me, Satan. You know what I'm saying? That was the last time. But, you know, he addressed them with scripture, as we know.
First two,
you know what I'm saying? Make the stones bread if you the son of God. Throw yourself down if you the son of God. Giving them scripture the second go round, misquoting it. You know what I'm saying? Not verbatim. Tempting the Savior with food, which is the way we fell first, appetite. Then self-preservation. If you really the son of God, man, kill yourself. You ain't gonna die for real, because God said He's gonna give His angels charge of you. We shouldn't be presumptuous. You know, you don't just walk into a gunfight because you feel like no weapon formed against you is gonna prosper. Niggas is already shooting. Stay back. You know, intelligent mind is getting. Nah, don't go around. Don't go over there. They busting off. Man, I'm good. No weapon formed against me gonna prosper. Then your head gets split. You know, somebody mad at God now. But you were told by the Holy Spirit, don't go. Why'd you go? Because you believe no weapon formed. Don't be ignorant. We gotta be wise in this thing. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I know I personally may not have a lot more time here. And today I'm cool with that. Cool with that. For a number of reasons. We're to present our bodies a living sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? If you have a knowledge of truth, at this point, 2018, and you're not ready to die for it, you're playing with it. You're playing with life. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that don't mean if you have a knowledge of truth and you're not ready, like you're not physically ready to die, but if you're not of a mind that death is imminent, you know what I'm saying, to most of us, even if it's just dying to self, you know what I'm saying, there has to be an act of death involved with this experience to get us to life, especially life eternal. It's a process of cleansing. It's a cleansing process. But to sacrifice, I told the Most High, I said, Joe, if I'm going to go, I want to go for you. I want to go for you. I don't want to go because somebody broke into my house, did something to my family, and in the midst of me defending my family, I get killed. Or with an accident, or with a fire. I definitely don't want to drown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that is a fear of mine. And now that I said it, somebody might dump me in some water. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I ain't worried about it. Because if the Most High choose to bring me back, like He did with your boy Lazarus, you know what I'm saying? We don't have this. They ain't got. The devil has no control. The Most High is in control. And if we find ourselves in that situation, He reserves the right as sovereign to be like, nah.
See what He did with Moses? Moshe?
He disputed the devil over the body of Moses. You know what I'm saying? Moshe. You know. But the thing about it is, we gotta believe that. We got to believe He didn't trip off coming and healing Lazarus like He healed others.
The thing that you're saying that I'm waiting for, and it's I have to be careful how I anticipate this waiting that I'm doing, because you don't want to be presumptuous. You don't want to be anticipatory, like I'm going to be the one to be doing this, because human pride will definitely interject into the picture. What I'm speaking about is when the disciples, when they went out in the book of Acts and they were doing miracles, they were raising people from the dead. They were healing the sick. They were casting out demons. They were doing it daily. I'm talking about stuff that we ain't seen or heard of in this time at all. Since I've been alive, I ain't heard nobody nowhere regularly healing, regularly resurrecting, regularly casting out demons. That may have been happening, but it's not publicized. These jokers were spreading like wildfire based on being of one heart and one mind and possessed by the same Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues, and then the message goes out like wildfire after the Savior ascended, because he said the helper is going to come. Stay where you are till he comes. Then you're going to go out, make disciples, and teach this message right here. Tell them about the gospel, because that's what I did. That's what I'm here for. That time is coming again when the latter rain falls. And we're going to be empowered to do that. When and where it happens is going to be of his choosing. I'm anticipating and waiting for the opportunity when somebody comes to me and says, you all are preaching this good message. You all are preaching this truth. But I'm right here and I can't feel my legs. I'm in a wheelchair. Could you do something for me? And my only question is do you believe in the Son, Yahweh Shai? Do you believe in the Son, Yeshua? And if his answer is yes, then I command you to rise. And then it should be nothing else, because it's really not me doing anything. It's about the ask of the belief and the faith. Do you want? Because that was the question that was always asked first. It was, are you ready? Do you really believe? And you can't fake it. Because you can fake to me, but you can't fake to him. And that time, it's going to come. Just like you said, when stuff starts heating up and it's going crazy, as it is now. Yesterday we was reading, the pastor came from Revelation 14. I was reading Revelation 13 early in the day. And they talked of the biggest thing that it's not that I figured out, but if you go to Revelation 13, it says that this beast acted like a leopard.
Let's go to Revelation 13.
Let's go there. It says it acted like a leopard. And that's why... That's one of the biggest telltale sales. I love nature shows. I watch them shows all the, and especially don't let it be Big Cat Week. I'm all about that.
I'm laying lines, bro.
So when I'm reading, when I'm looking at that stuff, let me see where is it? Having 7 heads and 10 horns, crowns, blasters, names. Here it is in verse 2, 13:2. I'm gonna get this out. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. The dragon, of course, we know is the archenemy, the devil. But this joker was like a leopard. A leopard is very crafty. First of all, they're solo beasts, male or female. They don't never live together. They claim their territory, and what the male does is, I love this. I was like, yeah, it really gives us an insight to why we are, as males, we like to go around and spread our seed everywhere. Because animals are doing it, but they learned it from us. If you can believe that. They learned it from all these negative traits that animals have. They seen us do it, and they were intelligent. So you got this male leopard going around to different parts of his grand territory. Now, in his grand territory, he has females who own particular portions of that territory. He goes and he spreads his seed. And if another male come into his grand territory, they got a box. Simple as that. And they take them out. But they live solo. And the way they hunt and the way they act, they stay up in a tree, out of sight. They don't stay on the ground. And they have specialized enhanced muscles in their neck and in their shoulders so that they can climb the tree. Can't no other big cat climb a tree like a leopard. Lions can't do it because they ain't built that way. Jaguars can't even do it as swiftly and as craftily as a leopard can. Cheetahs, count them out. Cheetahs just built for speed. That's it. Leopards are built to lurk, to spy out, and to secretly and deceptively plot. That's why they're sitting up high, so they can see everything that's going on and strategize their attack. But when they hit, when they strike, when they looking to hunt, they have a plan. They don't just get up like lions just get up and say, all right, we hunting, and they go in a pack. Nah, leopard ain't got the numbers. He by himself.
Three things. Not to discredit what you said about the leopard. Or about how they spread their seed, how they got it from us. I'll tell you my little theory on that, right?
Okay.
You know, when the Most High created Adam, or the man,
okay,
he said it wasn't good for man to be alone. In my opinion, this isn't biblical. I ain't read independent inspiration, nothing. When he created animals, male and female, I think Adam, with his own 2 eyes, witnessed animals reproducing.
Okay.
And so the Most High knew it ain't good for man to be alone. Well, he may want to do what them animals is doing to one of them animals, which we ended up doing anyway, bestiality. Right. You know what I'm saying? He tried to stop that by taking his side, taking half. I wish I had that Tanakh with me.
by taking, we were taught a rib was taken. Now, the Most High took half of that man. Took one whole side of his rib cage. It's in to break the Hebrew down properly. That's the understanding that derives from it. But that's one thing. The second thing, one thing about leopards. Two key things about leopards' hunting style. They prey on the young and the weak.
They do.
They're not going to run after a lion. Yeah, they like to get the little one. I done seen lions jump water buffaloes,
Yeah, they gotta be
elephants.
together.
They're going to mob up on them, but at the same time, if they get one of you and they put that clamp on the back of your neck and cripple you or get you underneath your throat, you're done.
You're done.
But the leopard is going to wait. He's going to study you. And even if you're grown,
Or
if
sick.
you're full grown, or if you're sick, they're going to be able to tell you sick. You ain't moving like the rest
ain't
of
moving like the rest of
the
them.
pack is moving. Definitely if you're young. But look at who they got in their sights. The youngest country, us. And not so much the weakest, but morally deteriorated, weak. Powerful in military status, but weak mentally. We're the perfect target for that leopard. But it also said, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. So he also
Feet of a bear, mouth of a lion.
he possesses attributes of several of the other kingdoms that came before him. Babylon, which was the lion, if I'm not mistaken. The bear, I believe, was Medo-Persia, raised up on one side with
Had
the
the
rib
ribs in the mouth.
You know what I'm saying? Then you had the eagle, Greece. Alexander the Great, swiftly taking over stuff. So, as much as the Hellenistic activities of the Greeks has infiltrated Judaism to the point where we got a lot of pagan ways in the church even today, that leopard beast displays the religion of Babylon, Zoroastrianism, and not Christians, and in my opinion, the military power was Greece. But one thing about the Medes and the Persians, it was like they were a subtle kingdom. It's like they didn't necessarily they conquered people, but it was probably like, we don't necessarily have to destroy you. Why don't you just join us? You know what I'm saying? You don't read a lot of those. The Most High sent Persian kings to make moves
For him.
for him,
It's Cyrus.
right? He sent them to make moves for him. So if they were on mission from the Most High, but in the process some people got destroyed. Not to say that leopard is on mission from the Most High, but to act as if almost a haven. We're the power. We are the world power right now. The Medes and the Persians. Man, look. Take on our culture and what we're doing and live. Other than that, we're going to crush you. They depict that in the Catholic Church. Doors are open to everybody. It was until he closed the doors of mercy. In that video, symbolically, Pope Francis closed the doors of mercy about a year ago. It was video. It's on YouTube. He closed the doors of mercy. That can say several different things. I'm gonna let you jump in here. Those were the three things about that leopard figure. But I know you look like you got something you want to shoot out there.
No, I'm just listening and just listening and appreciating the convo because a lot of times what I've learned, the way you guys depict the lions, I watch all of that too, but is far from my memory. But what I do realize is that a lot of patience is involved in the attack. You know what I mean? And a lot of patience. I realize, God has been showing me to be patient with myself. Because a lot of times if you're not doing what you think you're supposed to be doing, or you may feel as though you're not.
I like how you put that.
What
you think you're supposed to be doing,
or you're not, pursuing the kingdom like you're supposed to. It's easy for you to get sidetracked and impatient with yourself. And what I've learned, coming to church late, what I got was patience. I'm like, man, here it is. God has done this, and this for me, and I'm late to church. I shouldn't even go to church. Church probably over with anyway, but I ended up going because it took patience. And when I got there, I got enough to understand that it takes patience. Even when the devil deceives, he don't do it. A lot of times he don't do it right away. Like you said, that leopard, he's patient.
Devil
You know what I'm saying? Patient. And what I'm learning is, when we don't do things right, God doesn't get rid of us or turns his back on us. He shows us love, kindness, and patience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So what I'm learning, and what the people out here that's listening is, be patient with yourself. Forgive yourself and be patient even in your mistakes. You know what I mean? I had a birthday last Saturday. Was my birthday.
bro.
Thank you. 46. Turned 46. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, straight off the bat, I was terrified. Reason why I was terrified is because grandfather and father lived to be 46. I'm the third. They both died June 24th.
Same day?
Same day.
That's right. I remember you did.
You know what I'm
mention
saying?
that before.
Different years. My grandfather 77, my father 2000. So here it is with me. I didn't do or participate in some of the things that they did, back in the day when they was, wilding or whatever the case may be. But as a third, it kept hitting me in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Kept bothering me. Mm-hmm. Not saying that I'm gonna take on whatever they, that's gonna happen to me. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, what it taught me was, even in the midst of that, patience. Things aren't working the way you want them to work. Patience. Keep at it. Keep going. Keep going. If you're not in your Christian walk where you want to be, I'm not where I want to be, but I have to be patient because God is showing me patience. This thing is not something that you get overnight.
Right.
It's not about how you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's about patience. And the thing is, pursuing the kingdom with patience, reading. Sometimes, be honest, sometimes I get to read, I don't even feel like reading. You know what I'm saying? But you got to read, you got to be patient.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we look for God to be a genie. Like we have an issue right away, and he's supposed to, shake his nose or nod his head, and it's supposed to happen just like that. It took patience. Even with the disciples, the love that he had for the disciples and teaching them, it took patience because they failed.
Right.
A lot of times. So even when it came to casting out demons, they couldn't cast out one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They lost patience. You know what I'm saying? When they was on the boat, Jesus was on the boat, and the waves start going crazy, and they asked me, "You gonna sit here? You gonna let us die?" Patience. You know what I'm saying? Where's your faith? Where's your patience? So basically, with this whole thing,
You don't need a patience.
in the whole nutshell, as the world changes constantly, and as we go through what we go through, we have to be patient with ourselves. I think, in this world that we're living in right now, everything is so at your feet, so quick. Microwave popcorn, bang.
Yeah.
If you want, it used to be a time in my day, in our day, I could say that if we did a book report, we had to go to the library, the sources, encyclopedias. We had to go research that information.
Yeah.
We had to be patient.
Had to deal with that card
Enough to deal with that. Yeah, had to deal with all of that. Now we don't have that because everything is so
got Google.
accessible. Yeah, it's so accessible. So the thing is, what I realized too is that can help or it can hurt. Because what I'm learning is with the computer, it's great to get your information out there, handle business, all of that. That's cool and great. But what it is I'm learning that it's taken away from my patience side. I don't have patience. Things should happen right away. And if things don't happen right away because we're so used to it, we blame God or we feel as though God is not working in our lives or God has forgotten us. But I realize that as you read this Bible and as I read and as I learn, as I get older, it's patience. You're gonna get patience one way or the other. You're either gonna be forced to have it, or you submit and gain it. People out here with, and back to you about the healing thing. I was asking God. I got friends and family with illnesses, cancer, cancer, messed up lungs. I mean, young. And I'm asking God as I'm reading, why can't I go and heal the people that I love? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Why can't he use me
To do that.
to do that just like he used them? You know what I'm saying? The disciples back in the day. And what it was, it's patience. Time will come. It takes time for me to be patient enough to give God my life for him to be able to work those things in me. That's patience.
I'm going to make a statement.
Go ahead.
Not necessarily in response to what you said, but just as a thought that came to my mind. Both of you all touched on what should be being done in comparison to what the disciples were doing back in the day, what you would like to be able to do. I'm a practical thinker. God's not a magician.
Exactly.
He's not a magician. And the truth of the matter is, just because you take if you take a all right, I'm gonna give a comparison. It's not the same thing, but if you take a tire and you, I don't know if you can melt rubber down, but I'm gonna say that if you take a tire, you melt it down, and you turn that tire, that melted down metal into an inner tube. An inner tube is not a tire. It's still rubber,
Right.
but it's not a tire. The inner tube ain't gonna do what a tire can do, but it's still rubber.
Right.
The name that those disciples were using back in the day that brought people back from death, that healed disease, was not Jesus. It was Yahushua. A name, but not an inner tube, a tire. Jesus is a name. It's not a tire. It's an inner tube of sorts. You know, it's got some air in it. You know, it'll hold up a bike. It ain't gonna hold up a car. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hold up that main means of transportation. I've called on the name of Jesus myself, and miracles have happened. I've seen miracles take place in the name of Jesus. It's a support of sorts. It's not the tire. You're not gonna put a bicycle inner tube in a car tire and that tire stay up. It's not gonna happen. But they're both rubber. They're both names. Does one hold more? Does one have more support than the other? A tire definitely has more support than an inner tube. Everybody don't know, because of what the Bible has written in it, and because of how the human mind works. If the devil know he got you, if the devil knows he got you,
Thanks.
if he thinks he got you, and he can confuse you in your thinking to believe. That's why I believe a lot of these false prophets that do healings, if the devil put the disease on you for the purpose of deception, why can't he take it off? Is it a genuine healing? But he wants to be God. He wants to be the Most High. So when he is tricking people, usurping the position of the Son, if I give you the sickness, why can't I take it from you? To keep you thinking somebody else did it. Just so I can keep you confused. Talking about off the boat. The Holy Spirit, I know who it was telling me, you believe in Jesus, don't you? In my mind. I'm like, yeah. He said, well, say it. In your mind. In my mind, I'm like, I believe in Jesus. He was like, say it again. My mind went dark, bro. It went dark. I'm around Paradise. Shouldn't have been around it. Messing with a demon. And it made my mind up, man, shoot. He told me if you go around there, you may not leave. So I'm in there. This is the extent of my knowledge back in 2014. All I knew was Jesus. But I wasn't ready to give up. I figured I sealed my fate. I came over here anyway. I hit that dip anyway. I was ready to make whatever move I was about to make anyway. In spite of the warning, I still did it. I deserved to die. I heard the demons outside in the form of youngins hanging around my truck, listening to all type of madness music. I took shorty weed, rolled me a J. Like, man, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die high. And then fear sank, and I heard the devil say, you mine now. So it was like I could hear demons chanting, like, we got this nigga, we got him. He's like, yeah, you mine now, Joe. You ain't going nowhere. And there was somebody in the house that I didn't know was in there. And it was eerie, because shorty ended up telling me, but that's a whole nother story. But what happened was, in my mind, he was like, don't you believe in Jesus? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, say it. I said it about 3-4 times in my mind. He was like, man, say it out loud. I was like, man, I believe in Jesus. The girl looked at me. He was like, say it again. I was like, man, I believe in Jesus. He said, say it again. Like, I believe in Jesus. And in my mind, I've told you the story. It's like a little light appeared, like a little dot in the midst of a dark, and it just started getting bigger. And I envisioned angels rumbling with demons until my mind wasn't dark no more. I stood up. I was like, Joe, I looked at Sean and said, man, I believe in Jesus. I'm God. Left out the joint, nigga was standing right outside the door with his, like, looking over his shoulder at a closet. I don't know what he was doing at the closet, but I believe he had a joint on him. I believe the devil was coming for me that night. I just kept envisioning somebody at the door, busting through the door, you know what I'm saying, or kicking the door open and dogging me while I was sitting on the bed. It didn't happen like that. Went outside with nobody outside around Paradise, bro, like 2 in the morning. That's when they come out. All the voices had left. Now, is that because I was saying I believe in Jesus, or because I was exhibiting the level of faith that I possessed in the name, the only name I knew? Where I'm at now, I recognize there's a different type of power in the name Yahawashi. A power, but a different type of power. It's an authentic power. Who wants to run around when the league is using Nike as that's what they're making the jerseys out of, Nike? Who wants to run around with a Puma jersey on? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with Puma. Or who wants to run around with an Ike jersey on?
Ike.
The Ike. Swoosh upside down. It's not real. It's a jersey, though. But is it real? It's not authentic. The league don't stamp it. So it don't make a difference where you got it from, how much you paid for it. I got this off eBay, Joe, for a good deal. It was $300. I paid $225 for the joint. You could have got an authentic jersey for $200 at the right spot. So you want to overpay for a knockoff. How many people have overpaid for a knockoff? And I'm not going to stay there too long because people getting somebody might be upset. But the truth of the matter is, the name that was being used back then, when Peter and James was walking into the temple and the dude was sitting there begging and asking for some money, he said, look at me. He said, man, silver and gold have our number. What I have, I freely give. In the name of Yahawashi of Nazareth, get up and walk. He didn't say in the name of Jesus. The Bible, the story tells you in the Bible that that's what was said because that's what's been reprinted. It's not possible for him to have said that. That name didn't exist then. You know what I'm saying? And what I know I've been born to do is tell the truth. Stand for truth. Come what may, whatever. Whoever get mad, whoever get offended, whatever happens, I'm no longer willing to perpetuate a falsehood. I can't I'm not sparing nobody's. I'm not gonna come for your feelings, but the truth hurts. And if we're wondering why there's no power, maybe we need to consider the source. If you go into a house that's in the process of being built, the outlets are there, but the panel ain't been hooked up yet. Just because you plug some of that out, this is an outlet. It should have power. But the breaker box ain't been hooked up yet. So the house has no power. It has outlets. Ain't got no power. We don't seek the source of the power. We just go to where we know an outlet is. I need an outlet. I need an out. I need some. Hold up. All these little. There's only one breaker box in each house. Might be 3-4 outlets in every room. You know what I'm saying? Light switches and everything to give you an illusion that switch is in control of the power. That switch ain't gonna do nothing if there's no power coming to that house. If there's no breaker box there, there's no way to manage that power. Yahawashi is the breaker box, bro. It's a whole bunch of little outlets. You can Buddha, Confucius, all these little outlets. Jesus ain't no different. I got another spill. I'm not even ready to give it yet. I was mentioning it briefly in the studio. That has to be perfected before I even let it pop my lips, because it's gonna hurt a lot of people's minds. But my mind been getting. I done beat my mind up so much with boat, weed, all types of e-pills. I done put this thing through the ringer, and I still possess the ability to process information. That's a gift. That's a blessing. So I don't mind it looking crazy. I don't mind it sounding far-fetched. I'm used to that. I've already been all the way to the left in my thinking, tripping, and the Most High brought me back. So he brought me back for a reason. Not to just say I've been over there, but to be over there and stand, be able to function in the midst of demons throwing all types of haymakers, swinging them big, massive paws right past your head. And the wind from the blow will knock you over, but the Most High ain't gonna let him hit you. But the wind from the blow might make you stumble, might make you fall down even. But he gonna pick you up and push you behind him. And ask the demon, what's up? You wanna see me? Oh no! If you come to destroy us before the time, please don't destroy. Put us in the pigs. You know, they gonna plead with the Most High, and they ain't gotta necessarily go back and forth with us, but they can't do nothing to us because we belong to the Most High. We can do something to ourselves. See, that's what the devil is a master of, getting us to take ourselves out. That don't necessarily mean putting a gun in your head. Me putting a bottle in my mouth is the same thing as putting a gun in my head. Putting a jack to my lips is the same thing as putting a gun in my head. Sticking my man in every female that's willing to open her legs is the same thing as putting it. Russian roulette. We play Russian roulette with a full clip. We play Russian roulette with 6 shots in the jump. 6 shots in the revolver. We spin the barrel. Click, but it don't go off. Lamar, 3 times. Click, click, click. Gun didn't go off. He said he know the gun worked because he used it earlier. Let that mean whatever it mean. But when he put it to his head, 14 years old, I believe, Most High was like, nah, man, you're not going to get the easy way out. In this life, you will have tribulation. Be prepared. I'm prepping you for something. You got to lose loved ones. You got to go through stuff. So you'll know how to comfort somebody else that's going through it. The whole time, I got you in the midst of it all.
Yeah.
He took me to Josiah, bro. Josiah was 39 when he died. I'll be 39 next year. February. He been telling me for the past 4 years, give me 18 months, and I'm going to turn you into a weapon. I've been jeffing like a mug, Joe. And I feel myself getting weak. I really do. You know what I'm saying? I don't exercise. I still do the same dumb, stupid, ignorant, insane, doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's me. But the boy was 8 when he began to reign. He was 12, 15, 18. We can go to it. It's in Kings, but it's in Kings. The story of Josiah. I think it's 2 Kings 22, if I'm not mistaken. But
I thought it was younger than that.
he reigned 31 years. So if he began to reign at 8 and he reigned for 31 years, he was 39. But what happened was he first and second Kings. He let me see, is it First Kings or Second?
22.
Second Kings. 2 Kings 22.
He was 8 years old when he became king.
We can read it. 2 Kings 22. We can read it because I think it's interesting. I wish I had my Bible. 2 Kings 22. I'll read it. Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jedidah, the daughter of Adaiah of Boskah. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh, and walked in all the way of David his father, and turned not aside to the right hand or to the left. And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Josiah that the king sent Shaphan, the son of Azaliah, the son of Meshullam, the scribe, to the house of Yahweh, saying, Go up to Hilkiah the high priest, that he may sum the silver, which is brought into the house of Yahweh, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people, and let them deliver it into the hand of the doers of the work. He said, Go up to Hilkiah the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of Yahweh, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people, and let them deliver it into the hand of the doers of the work. The keepers of the door had the money. The jokers that's in position in the church had the bread, but the doers of the work, the ones that's out here getting it in, he said, give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Give it to the doers of the work for this reason, and let them deliver it into the hand of the doers of the work that have the oversight of the house of Yahweh, and let them give it to the doer. Let them deliver it into the hand of the doers of the work that have the oversight of the house of Yahweh, and let them give it to the doers of the work which is in the house of Yahweh to repair the breaches of the house. This house has been beat up, bro. Israel's been beat up. But somebody got to repair them breaches. I think that's what he put us here to do. Unto carpenters and builders and masons, and to buy timber and hewn stone to repair the house. Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with them of the money. Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with them of the money that was delivered into their hand, because they dealt faithfully. Ain't nobody questioned what they was going to do with the money, because it was understood they going to do the right thing with it.
Right.
Hilkiah, the high priest, said unto Shaphan, the scribe, I have found the book of the law. But it's the high priest. Why he ain't know where the book was at? He in Yahweh's house.
Right.
The high priest. Why, he didn't know where the book was at. He found it. Somebody should have known where the book was at. He said, I have found the book of the law in the house of Yahweh. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it. And Shaphan the scribe came to the king and brought the king word again and said, thy servant have gathered the money that was found in the house and have delivered it into the hand of them that do the work, that have the oversight of the house of Yahweh. And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest hath delivered me a book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass, when the king had heard the words of the book of the law, that he rent his clothes. And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest, and Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, and Achbor, the son of Machiah, and Shaphan the scribe, and Asahiah, a servant of the king, saying, Go ye, inquire of Yahweh for me, and for the people, and for all Judah concerning the words of this book that is found. For great is the wrath of Yahweh that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book, to do according unto all that which is written concerning us. So Hilkiah the priest, and Ahikam, and Achbor, and Shaphan, and Asahiah went unto Huldah the prophetess, the wife of Shalom, the son of Tikvah, the son of Harhas, keeper of the wardrobe, who dwelt in Jerusalem in the college, and they communed with her. And she said to them, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, tell the man that sent you to me, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will bring evil upon this place, and upon the inhabitants thereof, even all the words of the book which the king of Judah hath read, because they have forsaken me, and have burned incense unto other gods, that they might provoke me to anger with all their works of their hands, with all the works of their hands. Therefore my wrath shall be kindled against this place, and shall not be quenched. But the king of Judah, which sent you to inquire of Yahweh, thus shall ye say to him, Thus saith Yahweh Elohim of Israel, as touching the words which thou hast heard, because thine heart was tender, and thou hast humbled thyself before Yahweh, when thou heardest what I spake against this place, and against the inhabitants thereof, that they should become a desolation and a curse, and hast rent thy clothes and wept before me, I also have heard thee, saith Yahweh. Behold, therefore I will gather thee unto thy fathers, and thou shalt be gathered into thy grave in peace, and thine eyes shall not see all the evil which I will bring upon this place. And they brought the king the word again. I was crushed when I opened up to read this. But to me, that was comforting. I see myself in the position of a king in this thing. You know, not to sound arrogant and think too highly of myself. I think at the end of 23 is when it says he was 39 years old. And Jehoiakim was 22. Well, no. Clearly, he was 8 years old and he reigned 31 years. You know what I'm saying? And he died as a king. We know what happened to him. He got beside himself. Yeah. And he went up against Necho.
As everybody do.
You know what I'm saying? He got beside. He got carried away and he wanted to go do something the Most High didn't tell him to do. But Necho was on assignment for the Most High. Even I think he was the king of Egypt at the time. Dude, Necho. But I said it to say this. He showed me, Slim, you got an important role to play in this. You know, and it's unfortunate. This is kind of what he told. It's unfortunate that I wasted so much time. 39 is right around the corner for me. You know, 3 months away. Hezekiah prayed and he extended his life. You know what I'm saying? He told me to give him 18 months. 15, which is what he gave Hezekiah, right? 15 more months. 15 plus 3 is 18. Was it 15 months?
I think
it was 15 months. Sure. He prayed and asked for 15 months. Either way, this thing, we ain't got that much more time left in this thing, bro. Stuff is hitting the fan. As we're sitting in here talking, big things is going on the other side of the veil. You know what I'm saying? But we all have a position to play. We're all kings. Kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? Servants of the Most High. That's what we were born to be. We're of a royal bloodline. Everybody don't know it. Some people don't care about it. You know, some people think they're royalty with their arrogant actions and arrogant ways, but ain't even attempting to do the work. But one thing about this boy who became a ruler at 8 years old, you really know at 8, but he had enough foresight at 26, I believe, because it was the 18th year of his reign, so 18 plus 8 is what?
26.
26. So at 26, king now, king of Israel. Say he grew up in the church. Would you agree? He's a king of Israel. I'm assuming he knew about
The
the
customs
Sabbath.
and everything. Yeah, all of that.
He knew about the traditions. You know, he had an idea what Ellen G. White talked about. You know what I'm saying? But it was when he was 26 that the law was presented to him, the book of the law, which was found in the temple. He wasn't the first king. So who hid the book? Who stashed the book? So that the high priest had to find it. But when he heard what was in the book, apparently it was new information because he tore his clothes. Here, you the king. You going to church every Saturday your whole life. But at 26, the book gets presented to you. You tear your clothes, and the next chapter show what he did. He went, he said, man, bring out all the vessels to Baal out of the temple. The Tanakh says, now, bring all the vessels of Baal out of the temple. What were vessels to Baal, the sun god, the male deity that was worshipped by the Phoenicians? What are vessels to Baal doing in the Lord's house, doing in Yahweh's house, doing in the Most High's house? Why are there vessels of Baal in his house? What were the children of Israel doing that made them think it's okay to bring vessels to Baal in the Most High's house? They said, get all that stuff out of there. We're going to destroy it. We're going to destroy the groves and the,
High places.
the high places.
Pillars.
All that stuff was in the Most High's house. What's going on in the church, John? What's going on in the professed body of the Most High? There's all type of Baal stuff going on. Same problem they had back in the day. They got them cut off. My man Gideon, he gave me the information so I can repeat it. Gideon and Jehoiada destroyed the altars of Baal that the children of Israel were sacrificing on. Josiah destroyed the vessels of Baal that the children of Israel were using in the Most High's house. Elijah come on the scene. He destroys the prophets of Baal who were lying to the children of Israel. And my man Jehu came on the scene and destroyed the worshipers of Baal that was in the camp of Israel. So Joker's is about to start getting it. Because he's opening our eyes for a reason. The question is, what type of warrior do you want to be? You know what I'm saying? Because there's two sides on each battlefield. Both Jokers is ready to die. You're going to die for the right reason, or you're going to die for the wrong reason. Or do you want to be the nigga sitting on the side to die anyway, but ain't make a choice, so you automatically on the losing side? If I'm going to go, I got to go for what's truth. That's my position in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I've been given a whole lot of information throughout my years, my little short stay. I'm realizing now, what is it? It's a Roman maxim. I can't remember what it's called. He that will be deceived, let him. That's what Rome lives by. He that will be deceived, let him. If I'm gonna lie to you and you gonna believe me, don't tell him I'm lying. It's not your job. We're all Roman citizens. If I want to lie to you and tell you that the sky is purple, and you like, I thought it was. Come on, man. Use your eyes. The sky blue. Then you need to die because you minding somebody else's business. That's how they live. That's what the world is based on now. Everything's a lie, but as long as people are willing to take it, don't say nothing. It's on them. They lost. They know where they're going. They're perpetuating this false understanding of religion. Well, in fact, they're perpetuating religion. They're pushing religion, organized religion. And I don't personally believe at this point in my life the Most High has anything to do with organized religion in any aspect of it. I don't care what denomination you profess to be. If you're under the umbrella of organized religion, you're one of the mother harlot's kids. And she got a lot of kids. The woman in white, who, the remnant of her seed, we like to make that out to be a particular church denomination. I don't know that's what the scriptures mean when it says that. That's just a pure people. You know what I'm saying? A people that's not been infiltrated or not willing to settle for lies. That woman, that pregnant woman, I believe, the bride or whatever, when they got chased into the wilderness. She gave birth to the remnant, which in the Greek strictly just means a group of people. And in the Old Testament, it literally means descendants of Israel. But in Revelation, when it's used in context, it's not talking about a denomination or any particular church, which is ecclesia, which means just a group of people coming together to perform, I believe, a service to the community. That's what church is supposed to be. we associate church with a building, you know, some with a steeple on it or whatever, choir loft, pulpit. You know, that's the church, pews. The church isn't a group of people. That building, which is called a church, is not the people that's on the inside. The people on the inside were supposed to make up the church, you know. But we don't move out like the marching orders that we were given. But if you look at that remnant, people are going to come together. He said, other sheep do I have that aren't of this fold. That's what he said. But the sheep going to hear his voice. They're going to know him. And the government got tools that play with our minds, bro. See here? I'm jumping all over the place. They got a weapon that they call God's voice. The military. Seen a documentary on it. In the Iraq War, some large number of Iraqi soldiers disassembled their guns and surrendered to a small number of U.S. forces because they all profess to have heard the voice of Allah telling them to surrender. You do what you want to do with that information. But you got a whole lot of people. What Rihanna and Eminem say, man, I'm friends with the monsters that's under my bed. I get along with the voices inside of my head, or I get along with the, you know, having that, you're associating the thoughts of your mind. This TV show they got out called Manifest. Everybody's being told stuff now. Have you seen that show, Manifest? About the plane that was in the air?
Somebody told me about that.
I watched the first episode. Wow. I think I mentioned it on the show. But what does the word tell us about grieving the Holy Spirit? So you can blaspheme about this, the temple and all that, but don't blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Don't blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Don't do that. They playing now, Joe. They're playing with the Holy Spirit's position. He communicates with us in our mind. So if they tampering with that understanding, literally playing with our thoughts. Ellen G. White say Eve was blown away when she heard her thoughts audible. When the devil was like, you know, the tree was pleasing to her sight or something like that, and he mentioned something to her about it. And she was like blown away that he could, you know, perceive her thoughts. He put the thought there. If he put the thought there and then brought it up in conversation, you would think this dude was pretty flippin' smart. He's a deceiver. He's a liar. There's no truth in him. He's a deceiver of the brethren. We've been set up to be deceived, bro. We've been set up to receive this final deception that's about to be unveiled. And if we're not seeking the truth, we're going to buy a strong delusion. We're going to have a belief that ain't proper. He told the children of Israel in Ezekiel, says, you don't want to do what I'm commanding you. You don't want to live by my laws. We think we're living by his laws and statutes. Bro, read Exodus 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. And you'll see the laws that he gave his people. The commandments that he, I ain't talking about what Moses did with that. But he told Moses to tell his people, we don't do that. We don't live by that. Did the Savior do away with that at the cross? I don't know that he did. I don't know that he did. I know he did away with the ceremonial law. We ain't got to sacrifice nothing no more. Right. But that's what kept the Most High's people peculiar. They lived a certain, they didn't live like the rest of the world. You can't tell the difference between the Most High's people now and the rest of the world. You don't think he's still mad about that? But the punishment's about to be over. The 400 years is about to be up. The contract's about to be over. I'm going to bring my people back. With an outstretched arm, he's going to reach to where we at, gather his people from the four corners, and bring them back wherever he planned on bringing them back to. And we're gonna know he's going to glorify his name in the sight of the heathen. Ezekiel 20, bro. It's all in there. But you got to let him, he wants to get us in that wilderness place where it's just us and him. And he can talk to us. And bump what the pastors say. Bump what our parents did or our grandparents did. It's about you and him. Big time. Listen to me, bro. That's what he telling you. Man, listen, it's me and you now, bro. It's about to get real hectic. Man, your father, my man, I got him. But I need you to get Nina. I need you to get Mikey. You know what I'm saying? I need you, big bro, to get them and bring them where I'm trying to take you to. Trust me, he got Pops. Pops was a soldier. Got him, regardless of what name he prayed in. 'Cause I got another theory about how that's going to be rectified. I ain't going to go there, but he looking for you. You a leader, bro. You a soldier. You should be dead by now for multiple reasons. But you're here. It's not by chance. And it's not to keep perpetuating the lie. It's not. That's not the reason why he's keeping us around. He's keeping us around because he know we got the nuts to stand up and tell the truth. Now, whether or not we want to is a different story.
Right.
That's a completely different story. But you possess you possess the intelligence to sit tradition aside and look at this thing for what it is. Look at it for exactly what it is. And it's ugly. It's ugly. There's nothing pretty about it. Trust and believe, in the first couple months of this year, I was distraught. Mentally, I'm like, man, come on, man, is this? But every time I turned around, the information was getting stamped. And I was getting more information. And that would get stamped. And I get more information. And then I started seeing other people pop up in our church. Same information. And I started finding jokers that are around now. Some jokers, they're all the way in left field. You know what I'm saying? I don't align myself with anybody but followers of the Most High. You know, servants of the Most High at this point in my life. I can't sign on to anything else. I'm not going to. I'm not saying nobody else should or shouldn't, but I'm not. And I think the Most High respects that. He honored us for our willingness to stand in the face of adversity and tell the truth. That's why me and this man right here got honored by the Most High. They may never do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Because now it's just getting, we turn the tables over. We done made whips. And this is going on at y'all's house. When the Savior came into the synagogue and saw them jokers exchanging money and selling animals for sacrifice, you trying to look, man. You coming to sacrifice today, bro? I got the dove for the low. Slim, I got a goat over here just for you, Slim. Give me half price on the Sabbath. Selling stuff. You got people standing around watching. It was tradition. The people didn't say nothing about it. This was the rulers doing this stuff. And if the rulers weren't the actual ones doing it, they were the ones that brought in the outsiders into the church to do business on the Sabbath. When that nigga was picking up sticks on the Sabbath, man, crushed him. But Slim said, man, don't do no work. He said, if you present yourselves at the gate of the city on the Sabbath again, I'm going to lay hands on you, and I'm going to pluck your hands out your head. Who was that that said that? Was that Amos?
Yeah.
Man said, if you come here again like that, I'm going to lay hands on you. And he wasn't talking about blessing him. He wasn't talking about straight up. I'm going to do something big with you, bro. I'm going to pluck your hands out. This is a dude talking to some people that's just presenting themselves at the temple with their burdens on the Sabbath. We're supposed to cast our cares and bring our burdens to the throne. But your burden, I believe, is a load, like your merchandise. Yeah. You carry your work with you, trying to get it to the temple so you can hustle on the Sabbath. Like, nah, Slim, in it thou shalt not do any work. If you come here again, we got a problem. He on the wall waiting for them jokers, watching to see if they present themselves at the gate again. I don't think they came back. Because he told them, I'm going to lay hands on you, bro, if you come here again. That's the attitude we got to have. Disrespect my father, see what happens. Now, if somebody disrespected Pops, are you ready to put in work? Why we don't feel like that about jokers playing with the Most High? Playing with his name, playing with his authority, playing with his position in this thing. You know what I'm saying? He looking for some jokers that want to go like Jehu. Let me show you how zealous I am. Jump in the chariot with me, bro. We about to go dog some stuff. In Israel. In his house. See, the world, once his house get cleared, think about the parable of the wedding feast. Those who were bidden to come, they were too busy. They had other stuff to do. So he said, well, look, just go get the people right there. Man, look, man, we went and got the people. There's still room. We'll go to the highways and the byways and compel them to come. Get them people to come here, too. That means it's going to be some funky breath, red-eyed, dirty clothes, stank behind people that make it in the kingdom. And the ones who were bidden are going to be outside where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Most High can do what he want to do. He is sovereign. He's in control. Exactly. But it ain't going to, the ranks,
we won't be diminished.
The ranks will not be diminished. Nope. The ranks will not be diminished. He ain't going to see, ain't going to be no vacant seats, bro. But just because you don't choose to sit down, don't mean I ain't going to put a button in that chair. That's what we think we got a seat with our name on it. Because we got baptized. Once saved, always saved. That's a misconception. It's a day-to-day choice. It's a day-to-day choice. You know what I'm saying? To surrender and submit to the authority of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And as we do or don't do it, our experiences depict our choices. You know what I'm saying? Our words, our actions, you know. And like Paul, I mean, I hate to be doing all this and be lost. You know what I'm saying? But I have a different mindset, man. I feel like, I really personally feel like, bro, if Brad has heard me say this, and I know he probably don't like hearing me say this, man, but for some reason I don't make it. you know, into the kingdom. I pray that something that I've shown somebody or some act of my life helps somebody else get into the kingdom. Then I feel like my life was lit because I've wasted a lot of time, wasted a whole lot. I've only, me and this man, 4 years, bro. 34 years, I was jeffing. For the past 4 years, I still been jeffing, but my eyes have been open. Now, in the past year, I've been given the final piece of the puzzle. And I ain't got a whole lot more time left to explain the puzzle to people. You know, people looking at the puzzle upside down. Like, nah, that's not really what it is. Now, let me help you turn it around. Oh, now I see what it is. Yeah. My work is done. You know what I'm saying? But you got to see it. You know, and I want everybody to see it, bro. I want everybody to see it. It's not an opinion, man. It's a fact. This has been tampered with. Does that mean God still can't communicate through it? He'd be a dap-blame fool to think he couldn't. But like I was telling my man, me and DT John had a conversation about this. I haven't been able to give him what I'm about to say. But people be, man, you know, why would God allow his word to be tampered with and this, that, and the other thing? You know, I think God is powerful enough. He allowed his exact words to be tampered with in the Garden of Eden, if you believe the Bible. The devil straight up twisted up what he said out of his own mouth to Adam. More or less what he told somebody, some human to write down. He flat out told him, don't eat from that tree. If you do, the day you eat it, you're going to surely die. Joker be like, hey, they didn't die the same day. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They didn't die before sunset, but they died before they reached 1,000 years, which is a day in the eyes of the Most High. This thing goes deep. It goes real deep. But he allowed it to happen so the devil's heinous plans could be played out. The universe needs to see how trifling and petty this Joker is. He gonna take exactly what the Most High said in love. It was in love that he did not want us to have a knowledge of evil. All we needed to know was the good in life. As long as we kicked it with him, we got the good. To have a knowledge of evil is to know that disobedience is wrong. Not listening to me is gonna get you late. You know what I'm saying? The wages of sin is death. Do you want to die? Why would you die? But they made a choice, Eve. We ain't got to go into all that. You know, I've been rapping for about 25 minutes. But I see things different now, bro. I'm not trying to put myself in any position of authority. But apparently the Most High has stamped us to be teachers, not tellers. And we run around telling, man, tell the word about Jesus. Man, why don't you teach the word about the Savior? There's a difference. There's a difference. And with that, I yield.
Shoot. I ain't had nothing.
Well, let me say one more thing then. I really want the viewers to understand something. Anybody that's been following this show, this broadcast, man, Reggie been there from the beginning. You know, Ron, Bubba Grimes is no longer necessarily in this picture, but them brothers have watched us, man, and I don't necessarily know what their personal takes are, but I've heard from individuals. There's been a transformation that's taking place on this show. From inception to where we're at right now. We was over there at the other spot to where we're at now. There has been a marked change. Now, our own personal struggles, which we don't hesitate to be transparent about, maybe haven't all disappeared, but understanding has increased. Knowledge has increased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, patience.
Patience, definitely. Because I was extremely impatient in a lot of situations. But now, we got to wait on the Most High. I mean, we babies, bruh. We babies. Even at 46, Slim, you a baby. For real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think about it, man. I think, who was it? One of them jokers was 500 when they had their first kid. Well, you know, back in the day.
500.
500. And begat sons and daughters. I believe it was... you were right about
Gotta be in the beginning.
Yeah. You know,
Ain't
after
nobody
the flood,
living 500 after that.
I mean, we wasn't doing all that after the flood. But who was it? Was it Lamech? No. It had to be Adam and his wife Eve. Cain. Let me see. Cain and Mahalalel lived, and Jared lived And all the days of Jared and Enoch lived 60 and 5. Methuselah, and all the days of Enoch. And Enoch walked, and Methuselah lived after he begat. Methuselah lived 100. Lamech lived 100.
Was it one of them?
No,
Canon lived,
Methuselah lived. I thought he
Seth
was
lived.
about 1,000.
Yeah, Methuselah lived 969 years.
Yeah.
No man has ever lived a
That
day
long, yeah.
in the eyes of the Most High. That would have been 1,000 years.
Yeah.
No man has ever lived one day. He told him in the garden, the day you eat of it, you're going to surely die. If he'd have gave Joker 1,000 years, he'd have been a liar. He's not a liar. I just read this, though, because it tripped me out. Like, man, Slim was, Canaan lived 70, lived after, lived 65. Hold up, man. Who was it? Don't let me stop I'm going to find this, though. It had to be one of these brothers. Okay. Lamech took, because they didn't tell how long Cain's descendants lived. They just said who they were. So Lamech, Cain, Adam, his wife. Maybe it was in the Tanakh that I read that. If Adam lived 100. Wait a minute, don't let me stop him, man.
Well, I had to. I mean, I don't know what feedback you had off that, but I'm thankful, that the Most High is showing us something.
Yeah, definitely.
Thankful that He got His mercy on us to be showing us something. He ain't showing it to everybody just yet, but like I said, those who come in our presence, we feel the Spirit move to share. That's what we do. That's what we do. In regards to that, though, you got any?
Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Oh, no, it's the Bible.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
He was 500 when he had his first kid.
500.
Yeah, that's Genesis chapter 5, verse 32. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Knew it was somebody. Yeah.
Well, shoot, man. We didn't ask you. You wasn't here when we first opened up. Did you have any prayer requests for going into the week?
Yeah. I'm just thankful. Well, actually, I'm thankful for being here. Thankful for being here.
Yeah, 46 years. Yeah.
Listen to my brothers. Encourage me to read more and more. Read.
Good.
Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved." So that's what I got from them.
It says study to show thyself improvement. Check me out. No disrespect. I ain't coming for you. Say study to show thyself improvement. Don't say read to show thyself improvement. See, a lot of people, before they take a test, they try to wait till the night before. I'm a cram. You know what I'm saying? So I got the information fresh in my mind when it comes time to take the test. Say you think you're about to have a test on a Friday. Thursday night you cram. You get the test, get to school on Friday, and the teacher say, we ain't gonna have the test till Monday. Now you got the weekend to worry about. You're gonna go to the club, you're gonna go party. Is that information gonna be fresh in your mind? But if you study it from the beginning of the semester, information, you know it. It ain't about just memorizing it for the purpose of taking the test. It's about knowing it, which means sometimes you gotta get some other reference books. I'm not saying read everything. You know what I'm saying? But when you put a report together, what is it called? What is the
reference section?
The reference section. You gotta list your references.
List your references.
You know what I'm saying? The Holy Spirit was sent to lead us into all truth.
Yeah.
If they taking it away from this, that means it's somewhere else. It's our job to find it.
Exactly.
Help the Holy Spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
My prayer request is for a couple people. A friend of mine, her mom, friend of the family, has cancer and it came back. And, the doctor's going to perform chemo. They said if a friend of mine told the daughter that if she doesn't respond to this chemo, there's nothing they can do. I also have a cousin, Black Indian. He's an artist. He's a rap artist. One of them artists in DC that was signed to a major record label. He's sick. He's getting better, but we need to pray for him. He does have he did release an album today, which is his birthday. Happy birthday, Black Indian. Just a lot of people out here suffering, man. And sometimes, and that's what comes patience, studying, or whatever. Sometimes, regardless of how much of a Christian I think I am or profess to be, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? That you can't really you know, that I'm talking about me, that I can't really help, you know, change the circumstances, but just pray for them. You know, sometimes for me, prayer is great, but it doesn't. Sometimes, I mean, I have to be patient and know that God knows what He's doing. You know what I'm saying? And not look at it as, if I pray for something, it don't happen. It's not that God didn't deliver. That's where patience come in. You know what I'm saying? It's me believing and knowing that He knows what He's doing. That may not be right for that particular situation because He has His own plan. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, pray for those. I thank God while we're on this show, and it is Veterans Day. I want to thank everybody that sacrificed their life or, you know, perform service in the military to make sure that we have the freedoms and some of the, you know, things that we have here in the U.S., even abroad, all the other places that they're protecting, that they know that they're loved, they know that they're being prayed for, and we really, really honor you and thank you for what you've done for us. You know, I just wanted to get that out there.
You said this was your coworker that had the cancer?
It's a friend of mine's mom. A friend of mine's mom, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out here, man. And also, with this word, what I have to work on is I've been reading, and I have to work on my diet. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a vegetarian, you know, you eat breads, you eat whatever you eat, but it's coming to a point where that your diet is very important. Like your health.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have your health, no matter how much money you have, or how much you out here hustling to get money. If you don't have your health, then you're wasting time.
True, Bill.
You know what I mean? So, I pray that God, you know, ask you guys to pray for me that God will help me to continue not only be a vegetarian, but also do the things to keep the body the way it's supposed to be, so that even my body will be a testimony to what God is doing in my life, and be able to help those that are sick, you know, or that need to change their diet, you know, to live longer lives, man, for Him. You know, that's basically it, man, for real. So that's my prayer, man. You know, that's it. You know, family, friends, of course.
Right.
But, you know, the military, because they've sacrificed a lot, man. I've seen people with, you know, limbs and stuff missing. And by me being a realtor, you know, veterans needing housing, and they've been dogged, man. I mean, like, they go sacrifice their life for us, and then when they come back here, it's really no love for them, man. You know what I mean? So I ask God to use me to help them with housing any way that He chooses to use me in helping them, man. Because we're not really doing our veterans right, you know, like we should. You know, so that's it, man. I mean, you know.
I got a grandmother that's 96 years old. She's been in the hospital yet to have a little cold, but we'll make sure it don't turn into pneumonia. So her name is Agnes Randall. She raised me. She's now 96.
That's a blessing, man. 96 years is a blessing, man.
Yeah, it is.
That is a blessing. You know, that is a blessing, man. To get almost a century
Yeah.
to a century,
Who you telling?
that's a blessing.
She's seen a whole lot.
Yeah.
She outlived her first two kids. Her first two kids were twins. My mother was one of them.
Wow. Yeah.
My mother's gone and her twins gone.
Yeah.
Grandmother
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Agnes Randall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agnes Randall.
That's right.
Bow your head. Most High, thank you for life. First and foremost, I ask that you be with Reggie's grandmother, Agnes Randall by name. She's in the hospital with a cold. We know there's nothing too hard for you. None of our ailments or situations that we experience in this life are too small for you to take the time to address us individually and the billions of people that's on this planet. So I'm asking that you send one of your many angels that excel in strength to Agnes Randall's bedside right now. And whatever the devil's trying to do with her lungs or with her nasal passages or with her arteries or organs, I rebuke it in the name of Yahweh Shai. I ask that you move on her behalf to assure her, number one, that she's your daughter, And number 2, you got her in the palm of your hand. Come with me. I ask your will be done. Big Tommy's co-worker's mother, who the devil trying to bring this cancer back up. And we know the devil's defeated. He's a liar, first and foremost, and there's no truth in him. So I ask that you strengthen her faith and, work on her mindset to not be of a mind to receive this attack that the enemy is trying to bring her way, as well as with
Black
Indian, who is going through, forgive me, you know what the situation is. You heard what Tommy said, and I'm just lifting him up to you, Black Indian, what he's going through health-wise, career-wise, spiritually, whatever the case may be. All of us at this table, you heard our earlier prayer request. I asked you to be with Tommy and his desire to be healthier for the purpose of being around, to be in service to you, be with his study habits. Open up his mind and his heart. Give him eye salve that he can see, and just prepare him for the mission that I know you allowed him to be born to do. Be with Brad's grandmother, be with my grandmother, be with my man Judd and his family. Be with E, where E's at. He's mad right now, and rightfully so. But curb that anger and allow it to become determination to regroup. You sit us down sometimes so we can regroup, and he needs to regroup. So I ask that you not let him lose sight of what you've been doing with him up to this point, and just realize, sometimes we get in the way. And I ask that you be with the families, the family structure. The devil has been attacking it, and not to give him no credit, but he's a professional in messing up stuff, and he's been doing a lot of messing up to us. Thank you for those who have provided a service to this country and any other country. Thank you for allowing us to be soldiers in your army. And you being the ultimate soldier, thank you for your service. Forgive us for our many iniquities, and save us when you come. Anything that I missed, you already know what it is. Any unspoken requests, relationships, financial, living situations, career moves, automotive issues, anything any of the listeners may be going through educationally, just research and studying. I pray specifically for a deeper understanding to anybody that's seeking truth. I ask that those that have received this strong delusion, you don't let them stay there, especially to have a desire to receive truth. Thank you, thank you for getting this cold out of me. Thank you for allowing Graham to actually get back so we can move forward. That was well, I didn't necessarily pray about it, but I know that was a blessing, because you know where our minds was going, and you had to fix it. And I thank you for stepping in and not allowing Brad to get frustrated, but keeping them persistent, patient with the situation. Thank you for patience. But give us patience. Give us all patience. We all need it. I need it. And just allow these opportunities. There's a couple little business ventures that's going on. You know what my situation is. Forgive me for what my mindset be from time to time. Help with this podcast thing that you presented, that you stamped by Justin today. If it's your will that this information, since it's your will that this information gets put into a podcast form, just give me the patience and the determination to sit down with a computer, which I don't like doing, and just give me what I need to get it done. The Wada Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Thank you, Most High, for the name Yahweh Shai. In your only Son's precious name, I pray this prayer. Amen.
Amen. Whew. It's been Real Talk 101 here on a Sunday afternoon. Thank you for joining us and tuning in. We pray that the Most High keeps you throughout the week and blesses you continually. We'll see you next Sunday.
Seek truth.